is Halloween night or day 2002. Um, to the best of your ability, can you take us to that day?
Oof. Oh, Halloween Day. Halloween Day, I talked to Derrick early on the phone, and had a bunch of people at our house, a bunch of snakes at our house hanging out with him, like they're doing music with him, whatever. And I actually fussed at Derrick that day about them being at my house and stuff like that, yeah. Because Derrick don't bring people, you got certain people come out every once in a while, but I mean, I know who you are. But he don't really, like you say, he don't do his stuff nowhere at my house. If he out there hustling, selling his little stuff or whatever, he's not doing it at home. And so that day, a bunch of them hung out at the house with him. And he called me. And right now today, if I'm on somebody's job, I would never ignore my phone for nobody because I miss my son's phone call because of me being at work. And that was going to be the last time that I heard my son voice. He left me a voice message asking me did his brother need anything for Halloween, did we need anything. But anyway, I took my lead trick-or-treating, didn't want to go. I had my house decorated like a graveyard, something I never had done before. And this thing Daryl done was
Grim Reaper.
the Grim Reaper. He was dressed like the Grim Reaper and stuff like this. Yeah, I had the graveyard, the skeletal hands and all this all on my door. And just the whole thing decorated. And I haven't ever in my life done that. But anyhow, I took my baby trick-or-treating. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. I don't want to get emotional with none of that there. So I took him trick-or-treating, and there wasn't much trick-or-treating going on that night. So we ended up going to First Emmanuel Baptist Church. They had activities going on for the children. I ran into my little nephew Sean before I got to the church and stuff. We just took it brother. And we hollered at each other for a minute, told each other we love each other. But anyhow, we ended up going to the church. It was me, my son, and my brother-in-law. He is deceased now, but my sister's husband, Carnell, called Cool. So the three of us was together. And then I was at work. My phone had went dead, so when I found out I missed Derrick called, I said I'm calling back, but my phone was dead. And I put it on the charger when I went home. So when I left to take my baby trick-or-treating, I really didn't want to go, but he kept begging me, "Mom, you say you're going to take me this time. Sweet, you say you're going to take me." They call me Sweet. And I always let my brother-in-law go. I don't believe in Halloween and all of that there. So I went on and went, and while we were at First Emmanuel Baptist Church, I am going to say this here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, like I said, because I don't want to get emotional. They'll have to get this book if they want to hear that whole story. But while I'm at that First Emmanuel Baptist Church with my son, going into activities, Halloween activities, my firstborn is on Tyler down in Liberty being murdered. And I come home where my heart shattered, my life changed forever.
And because I don't know what you want to speak about and what you don't. So if I ask a question or whatever, you can just shut it down. But one thing that stuck out to me with that whole story, I go read the book for the whole story, is that you said you never felt a bad vibe that day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Normally if something happened to Derrick,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been time that the police be out stopping or anything, can't happen to him. I remember one time the police stopped and held him on the corner. Someone that came to me and let me know. But I already felt his vibe. Anytime something was going on with my son, I felt that bad vibe.
Mm-hmm.
God didn't give it to me that day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that vibe.
When you reflect on it, do you have like any reason to like why you don't think you got that vibe that day? Or you never really reflected on it?
I don't know. was it gonna be too much for me?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know. You know, it was a lot. You know, it took a lot away from me, and to this day, that pain is still real. I lived with that pain 20 years, and to this day, that pain is still real. You know, I miss my son every day of my life. I think about Derrick every day of my life. I said before, I went through stage 3 triple negative breast cancer. I ran aggressive cancer. It does not compare to the pain of somebody taking my child away from me.
We can move. And something, like I said, if you don't want to speak on this because it's kind of still on the topic, but it kind of, when I was reading the book, it kind of was something that stuck out to me as well. You know, you mentioned the dream you had when you said, you know, the dream was someone that you knew or that he knew was the one that killed him.
He was being killed by the hands of his friends.
And there was friends.
And I knew that them, and they, you know, they agreed with me, but I know they were the murderers.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that at the funeral, you know, you mentioned that you felt they were amongst the crowd. You also mentioned, because you wanted to see him, how, you know, you wanted to see him that night real bad after the fact. And you mentioned the look in his eyes. Mm-hmm. You said it was, you know, his eyes was like a shock. He was in shock.
It's like, you know, it's like a look of disbelief, like, I can't believe I'm dying at your hands.
Yeah, that just stuck out because it made me think about you, because you spoke about the dream earlier in the book, and it just took me right back to the dream.
And see, the thing with that, like I say, they would have to, you would have to read the book to hear exactly what I'm saying about how I got to see that look in my son's eyes and everything, you know. But yeah. It was, and as a mother, I had no business saying while watching my son dead, my son who killed him, look at his eyes, the way he was looking out his eyes, you know. Mm-hmm. First thing I said, my son who killed him, look at his eyes. And I'll never forget that look. I mean, I could see that look right now as I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm. And that wasn't, and go get the book for the whole story, the in detail story, but that wasn't how you anticipated seeing him. Right. You wanted to, well, y'all go get the book and y'all will see what, you know.
But you know, I feel like God has a way of doing things. I would have missed something had I seen it the way I wanted to see it. I would have missed that.
Mm-hmm. And you spoke on the funeral. You were surprised at the turnout of the funeral. And people want to know, a lot of people always ask, I'm pretty sure they ask you, they might ask your son, did your Cash Money brothers, did they bury him?